topic we have strength of bases. Let's discuss that how we can identify the strength of a basis, that whether the base is strong or whether the base is weak base. Let's have an introduction. So mainly the bases have been categorized into two forms, like the strength is whether it is strong or whether it is a weak. So we have two categories. The first one we have strong, and the second category we have weak. So all these two strengths of bases have been or must be explained on the basis of the production of the hydroxide ions, or we can say that the ionization of the bases, that if whether the base is going to be ionized completely or whether the base is going to be ionized incomplete. So let's have a look. The first one form we have the strong bases. So the strong bases, these bases first find they can ionize completely. Ionize completely means they are completely ionized in their ions or producing the ions or all the ions in aqueous solution, or they are dissociated into their ions complete. This is the simple complete ionization of the bases. So and the second point for this we have they are gonna to produce the higher concentration of the hydroxide ions. If they are going to produce higher concentration of the hydroxide ions in aqueous solution, then we can call it as a strong base. And a lot of examples related to strong bases we have. The first one example we have of strong base, for example, is sodium hydroxide, NaOH. When we take its aqueous solution, then it dissociated into ions like sodium positive and hydroxide negative. When it ionizes in water, and after dissociation it produces sodium ion and hydroxide ion. As it produces large amount of hydroxide ions, so it is known as the strong base. Second example for this strong base we have potassium hydroxide, KOH. It is a strong base because after dissociation it produces potassium ion and hydroxide ions like this in the aqueous solution. So we can say that this is a strong base. This is a strong base as it produces higher concentration of the hydroxide ion. Next we have the third example is lithium hydroxide. Lithium hydroxide, LiOH. So after dissociation, as we have its aqueous solution, it is going to be produced lithium ion and hydroxide ion, and these ions have been produced in the aqueous solution. So it produces higher concentration of hydroxide ion, so it fall under the category of strong base. Next we have the weak bases. It is the inverse of the strong bases. As weak bases, if we have the first thing, they do not completely completely dissociate in aqueous solution in aqueous solution, and they do not produce higher concentration of hydroxide ion, or we can say that they produce lower concentration of hydroxide ions. So that's why these are known as the weak base, because they do not completely dissociate it into ions and produces low concentration of the hydroxide ions. Let's discuss some examples of the weak bases. First one we have ammonium hydroxide, ammonium NH4 hydroxide. It is a weak base because it is going to be ionized or dissociate. It produces NH4 positive and OH negative ion. The second example we have calcium hydroxide. It is CaOH whole twice, ionizes like this, and two hydroxide ions. And third one we have aluminium hydroxide. It is a weak base like Al plus OH minus 1 and free. So these three are the weak bases because they do not dissociate it completely for the production of the ions. So I hope you guys understand about our today's topic, that what are the weak acids, weak bases and strong bases. This is all about. And if you guys have any queries or any confusion related to this topic, you can ask me about that in the comment section, and I will get back to you guys soon, inshallah. For that time, have a good day and Allah Hafiz.